Lavonia McBride. How you doing? You all right?
Hey, one day at a time, man.
Miss Lavonia McBride is the mother of Quafabian McBride, 19 years old, that was unfortunately murdered at Phillips State Prison in Georgia. I believe that's Gwinnett County.
Correct. Yeah. Correct.
Um, September 30th, 2022 is the correct date of the incident.
Correct.
My intentions of this video is to hopefully I can assist this lady in receiving some form of justice from, this terrible system, just the way it's put together and the way a lot of things are dismissed. So that's that, as well as to bring awareness. Y'all know my videos already. Every video I always tell y'all, stay out of trouble, listen to your parents, stay away from the gang life, all that type of stuff. So this just adds to this more.
One day at a time. Some days I'm up, some days I'm down. But that's my reality. And I'm dealing with reality. I ain't going with retreat, you know. One day at a time. Some days I'm up, some days I'm down, you know. But every day my mind is on what happened to my son, you know. That's a mother. It's natural.
Yeah, and I can only imagine, especially. I mean, I did 9 years in prison. I believe I told you that before. Um, I've been out about 14 months now, and
Yeah.
in. I went in. I was just turned 19. You know what I'm
Wow.
saying?
Mhm.
And it's been so many things with people. You see stuff every day, but when the
Yeah.
age is like teenager,
Yeah.
it just seems like dang.
And my
Um.
son was 17 when he got locked up. And
Oh,
the COVID, he sat in county jail for 2 years before he was shipped. First time ever getting in trouble as an adult. Yeah, yeah.
okay. Was Quafabian your only child?
No, he would. I raised 10 kids. I raised my brothers and along with him. So he come from a strong family, a large family. So he is loved by many. You know, so he is considered with the adult set. He is the next to the youngest in the adult set. So together is my oldest, my two brothers, and another son of mine, and him. So it's five. Five of them would have been adults this day.
Let's talk about his childhood a little bit. What was his childhood like? Where did he grow up? Stuff like that.
Well, I'm from Augusta, Georgia, and I raised my kids in Augusta, Georgia, where most of my family is. So he grew up around a lot of family. He was always the goofy one. He stuck out like a sore thumb because he was biracial, you know. So he always got attention. Everybody wanted him in their wedding. And he was just a special boy, man. Like, get up and talk about anything, he was ready for it. He was just a lovable and goofy guy. That was him. Yeah,
Really. He's
yeah.
be jokes and stuff.
Always making a joke, you know what I mean? My family used to pick on him because they said that's your white side right there, you know. But he didn't care nothing about that. You know what I'm saying? My son couldn't run, and most of my family is in the track. He tried to run, and my baby was the last one. But he went out there. He laughed the whole time, like Mama, I tried, you know. But he'll go for like he'll try anything. He always was striving to be better and see the family do better. You know, he seen his mama. You know, I raised a lot of children. I'm a country girl. You know, we grow up, ready to raise children. You know, and I raised my children off the system, and uh, I come from nothing. But he seen me strive for they can have something. You know, so he didn't come from no bad family. I understand that. You know, so he was around a lot of love, and the last years of his life, we kept experiencing loss after loss after loss. You know, I lost another son, medical reasons, the one that's wrecked before him. So yeah, he was fun and live. So he was a good guy, good
Oh,
guy. He gonna be the one to get attention in the room. That was him.
really?
Yeah, very cute. You know.
He have any hobbies or skills you could remember?
You ever heard that saying? He was a jack of many trades, man. You know what I mean? When I said this dude can draw, he can do music. He was good at so many things, so it's so hard to wrap that up. And right now, I'm at this process where, in dealing with loss as a mother, we tend to trail back to the day they were born. You know, so that's where I'm at. I'm in that. That's stuck in my head, like the very first day he was born. So I'm still remembering the little boy at Quafabian right now. The purpose of where all this led, I'm trying to get there. Trying to get there. I had to open up about it. Maybe we could save somebody else's kid here.
That's the entire point of my entire channel. I do
Yeah,
it, I talk about everything from the corruption of the staff to the gangs to
yeah,
um, with hopes of someone watching this and be like, you know what?
yeah.
No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. You know what I mean? I'm gonna let y'all know the whole point of me asking her the prior questions that I just asked her is because I want everybody to be reminded that
Mhm.
we are talking about human beings, human life here. And sometimes people get caught up in things that someone has done in their past to not pay much attention to the wrong or the injustice that was just done to
Right,
this person, but that has nothing to do with nothing. You know what I
right,
mean? We are
right.
talking about humans here in the prison, and y'all know because I talk about it all the time. I know for a fact, I would probably say 90% of that entire Department of Corrections, we're looked at like numbers. It's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
they don't really give a damn about you as an individual. They don't really care about what happens to you. It's just, oh, that's inmate number such and such, and it's just on to the next one. So I just wanted to remind people that we are talking about real people. I wanted to ask you, why was your son in prison?
Well, he had took a ride in some stolen vehicles. Um, that was part of it. Um, he took a plea at the time, um, which where I'm from, I caught a court-appointed attorneys. They don't work nowhere. They don't do nothing for these kids. Um, First time catching the charges as an adult, and me trying to be a tough parent because I'm out here grinding, make sure he got what he need in life. I'm like, well, I ain't paying for no attorney. I'm I'm battling with that, honey. Because if I would have just paid the money for the attorney to get him a good attorney, um, my son would have been here right now. He would have been home. You know. So he took a plea on all of his charges. So I have to watch what I say in that because my first job as a parent is to protect my child and stand with them when I know they right and when they wrong. You know what I'm saying? So with that, I know that he took a plea on some charges that he probably shouldn't have took a plea on. He probably should have just went on ahead and just dealt with it. He was in county jail for over 2 years, so he was like, I think I can get out. Everybody else getting probation, and that jailhouse talk, mama. My cellmate said it went home. They did armed robbery. I should go home. So he was under the impression that he was coming home
Okay.
when he was in county jail. So he was only supposed to go down the road for a year. So he was only in about 6 or 7 months of his sentence before he was killed.
He was sentenced to a year.
Well, he only would have had to do like a year of that time. It depends on if your case is violent, non-violent, those type things. Even as far as the prison, I heard people say he shouldn't even been in that prison. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of things that is wrapped around that. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
um but from my understanding and talking to the attorneys and things like that, he was supposed to be home now. Should have been here now, you know. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. From my knowledge of Phillips State Prison, it is a close security prison.
Yeah.
Which to the rest of the world who don't really understand close medium, that's what you would consider level 5. It is also a mental health prison. That's where a lot of, I think like half of their population is on mental health caseloads. And for something got to do with a stolen vehicle, anything, he
Hmm.
had no business at Phillips State Prison, none whatsoever.
Yeah. Well, he had another choice. And here's the thing: I'm being very transparent. I'm not trying to cover anything up with my son. He had a aggravated assault charge, no injury. You know what I mean? So he had that charge as well with the stolen car. So he had those two things, and two stolen riding in two stolen cars, joy riding in two stolen cars. So, you know, but that's the realistic charges that he did have, you know.
Right.
So I
And,
my wasn't perfect, but he wasn't no killer or nothing like
right.
that.
Absolutely. And even, ma'am, even with that being said, those close security prisons in Georgia is what they consider lifer camps. That's what they call them.
Right. Yeah.
So regardless about the aggravated assault,
Yeah.
those type of prisons are for people that was just sentenced. Like I think it's like 80% of their population that has life sentences.
Yeah, that's what I found out. And I was like, you know, I don't know too much about who go to what prison and the levels, right? But that's what I found out. So I was like, I thought he was gonna probably go to a camp or something. They were gonna send him home. Let me tell you, this boy had not missed no day of work. He was on schedule to graduate. He had a short period in his life where he hanging with the wrong people, man, trying to find love. You know what I'm saying? And that broken broken boy syndrome. You know what I mean? Trying to become close with his father. Like I mentioned, he was a mixed race, so he stuck out like a sore thumb. He was trying to identify who he was, but underneath that, good guy, man. I go hard when it comes to raising my children. You know, um, and I'm very transparent with them. I have conversations with them all the time because I come from nothing. So I know what nothing is. You know what I'm saying? So I work very hard for him to have a life, but with young men, I'm a woman. We could just do the best we can with that. You know, we do just the best we can with that. I heard somebody say the other day, women can't raise men to be men. We can only just give mothers love. And that's what I was giving him, hoping that that would be enough, you know. Yeah.
Okay. I understand that. Do you remember the day your son was arrested?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Very well.
Do you remember like just kind of walk me through like how you found out? Did he call you or did somebody else call you or how
He
did that happen?
called me. Me and my kids are very close. He called me. It was the first time I was doing something for my birthday because my kids always come first, First time I was celebrating my birthday. And me and a couple of cousins was in Myrtle Beach, and they called me and they said, Quafabian got locked up in Atlanta, because he was calling around looking for me because I was not answering my phone. It was all about me this weekend, Um, so it was June 27th. I remember the day like it was yesterday. June 27th on my birthday. Yeah, my birthday is 28th, so a day before my birthday. Yeah. Yeah. And he called. He got to let mama know where he at.
Okay. I know you mentioned to me before that you you decided to call to the prison and check on your son. I want to know the did you feel something? Did somebody contact you? What made you say I'm about to call up here today and see what's going on.
Well, I'm a truck driver. I have to give you details of what I do.
Okay.
And this particular day, I was trying to debate if I wanted to run my run. It was my aunt's viewing. She had just passed, very close to me and my kids. And that's pretty much all we got left is, a few aunts, So I was trying to determine if I wanted to take the load or go home. And I was at that point where I could go left or keep going straight. And some said, go left, go home, go be with your family, you know. And I came home and I was pulling in the truck stop, and I got a call from a family member asking me, have I heard from my son? And I'm like, he called me every day. I'm always talking to my son, always talking to my children. My children is all I have, so I'm very close to them. Okay, everybody knows that. So I went on Facebook and I'm like, well, he active. He must be talking to some girl or something on Facebook or something. So I didn't think too much of it, but she was nervous. And I know that prisoners have a lot of scams. You get what I'm saying? They'll pretend to be him or anybody like that to try to get money up out of you. You get what I'm saying? Because they go to your Facebook and see who your family is. I know that my son is very young, and I'm his emergency contact. They have that information in the system. If something wrong with my son, they'll tell me, right? So, and excuse me if I get emotional. I'm gonna push through it because this got to be out there. I park as soon as I can park my truck. I go on Facebook and I look, and he acted. I'm like, well, that boy ain't nothing going on. I text him, man, what's going on? He didn't respond. So I'm walking to my car, which is parked at the truck stop, and I'm getting in it. And I called my cousin. Why you say that? But I'm getting notifications on my phone that I'm getting messages from people who want to message me. Notifications are going up. That part of Messenger where they can't directly contact me, but I can see that they're trying to contact me.
When you sent the message and got no response, and then you started getting all of these message requests, did that kind of worry you?
It did. It worried me, but at the same time, I come from a place where if you don't give it no energy, it won't come to pass, kind of. You get what I'm saying? I was like, I don't want to get this no energy and get all out of pocket. I don't want to bring that bad energy to me. You get what I'm saying? What people don't know is from here is that I lost a son before again. So that used to be, I worried all the time if I was going to lose him. But when I didn't worry, he was always all right. You get what I'm saying? So in my head, I'm like trained to be like, man, I ain't worried about that. God got me. I'm straight. You know what I mean? He's straight. He on Facebook. He all right. And that's common with kids if they talking to their little friends. Mama don't want nothing. So I'm thinking he all right. I called her back. I said, well, why you said it? That's when I heard that, oh, he hurt bad. Somebody got in contact with her and told her he hurt bad. And I come home and I called a prison. All this is like seconds from each other. I called a prison and I let this lady, and I said, look, ma'am, I just lost my aunt. I said, I heard something was going on with my son. I said, can you please do a wellness check on him? I have a cousin that works in the prison system. So, they were at my house already because this news has spread through my family, my close family members. And they are telling me how to ask the questions. You get what I'm saying? And my demeanor and my attitude is letting this lady know I'm his mama. You can't mistake that. Ain't nobody gonna come with that aggressiveness like I'm coming. Giving you the information, ma'am, he entered your facility this day. You get what I'm saying? Here's his GDC. She asked me the GDC and I gave it to her. And I am being as humble as possible. Ma'am, I'm sorry to bother you. But can you please check? Please check, ma'am, because I need to know what's going on with my son. That wasn't one call. That wasn't two calls. That was a call of many.
And before you continue, for the people who don't know, let me just explain to them what a wellness check is.
Right.
if you call to the prison and you know this is his mother, so she has right to do that, and
Right.
she say, for whatever reason, I'm worried about him, I heard something, whatever reason, can you do a wellness check on him? What that means is someone must physically lay eyes on
Right.
him
Right.
and straight, you okay? Okay, your family card. That is how they complete a wellness check. You must physically see this person
Right.
and make sure they're good, and then you contact the family back and let them know that they're straight. I just wanted to let them know what it was. You can continue.
Yeah, so I'm asking her, and I'm kind of shaky on the phone at this point. Like I said, I'm already in a sensitive state because I just lost my aunt, who is one of the closest family members to me left. You know, besides my kids, and I'm like, ma'am, if I need to be on the way to that prison, let me know. She like, no, I'm a check. That's what she said. She had me on hold. She went to go check. She said, ma'am, I just checked. Ain't nothing wrong with your son. I don't know who could have told you that. Oh, who could have told you that? That's what she said.
So she said she just had did a wellness check
She
on him.
just checked. She just checked. She just did a wellness check. I was on hold for a second while she did that. And she was like, I don't know who could have told you that. Ma'am, calm down. Your son all right here. The exact words is general population. He's in general population. He's all right. I don't know who telling you that. Now, that wasn't, like I said, I called many times. And like I said, people play when you have Facebook pages and they know your family members is, they will call you to act like something wrong with your child or something like that. You get what I'm saying? They play all kind of schemes. I don't know what it is, but I know his Facebook was active, which means sometimes you go on Facebook and you go right back off. It'll stay active for a little while, you know. And I'm like, these people gotta tell me what's going on with my son. That's my son, you know.
Right.
I knew the right things to say to them to let them know I was his mother. This lady knew I was his mother. She knew it. My family members were pulling up. I have cousins that, they hit, well, you hit one number, you dial them all, you know. And one of my nieces walked through the door and she had inmates on FaceTime. This is what got me. I just had made a call, but when she walked in with that phone on FaceTime, and these young men, they were crying. They said, ma'am, I wouldn't lie to you. They said, ma'am, no, something happened to your son. I seen them on the back of the cart, and the nurse was trying to keep him up. Ma'am, I know your son. That's your son. I'm sorry. I wouldn't be lying about nothing like that. And they had tears in their eyes. And how they said it to me, I just jumped up and I hit the door. I had a cousin to try to stop me from getting out the door, like, please calm down. I can't allow you to drive like that. I ain't hear none of that. I was jumping in the car heading towards Beaufort, Georgia. Take me 2 hours to get there. I was doing 100. You know, I ain't know if I had gas in my car, nothing. I just jumped in there and took off, right? And my cousin called me. She said, listen, when you call back, I want you to tell them you need to speak directly to the warden, which I had asked to speak to before also. He's always with busy and in the meet. I wasn't just talking to that lady, although it sticks out the most to me because I was explaining to her that I'm a mother and how much, she hear through my voice how much my son mean to me. And I'm thinking ethically about it. And I think that's one of the parts that hurts me the most, is how she tried to assure me that my son was okay. I don't know who telling you that. She was acting confused like me. I just checked on your son, man. Your son is fine. I don't know who could have did that. But now I've got aggressive with her on the phone, ma'am. You gonna take me to the talk? Let me talk to the warden right now. I ain't coming out this phone, and I had to let her know, ma'am, I am on the way to the prison. I'm doing 100. I got such and such amount of time to be there. I'm on the way there. Beaufort is about 2 hours and 15 minutes from Augusta. I was doing 100, okay, and she connected me to the warden, which didn't seem like it was connected. It seemed like taking off a speakerphone. And He said, Miss Mcbride, I'll call you right back. I said, well, sir, I'll sit on the phone and wait on you because I'm on the way there. I'm on the way there. You got, okay, as of right now, you got an hour and 30 more minutes, I'll be there. You know, I'm letting them know time by time. I'm on the way there. And I'm doing 100 and I'm coming. Okay? And he said, I promise I'm going to call you right back, Miss Mcbride. And he hung up the phone. I didn't hang up the phone because I wasn't coming off the phone. And the man called me back. He said, you pulled over? Can you pull over? I said, well, at that point, I started shaking. It's kind of hard for me to go into that point because I pulled over. And that man, and I was on speakerphone when he was talking to me. It's crazy how I can analyze every detail that was happening then. But I was on speakerphone when he asked me to pull over, right? And I pulled over that I know of because I think part of my car was still hanging out. It's a very busy highway. It's I-20. I pulled over and he said, Miss Mcbride, your son gone. He said, your son gone, right? Emotions come out of you that you don't even know you got, man. I was screaming and hollering. At that point, I knew that was something I wasn't gonna be able to take. I was already talking to them, and while I was on the phone with them, I was talking to God too, letting them know, look, God, I can't take this right here. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna be able to get through this. Not another one, and not like this, because I didn't feel that I deserved it. I didn't feel that my son deserved it because I know he was such a good kid. You know, he just made a mistake. That's it. He had plans. I knew he was gonna come home, and we talked every day about his dreams and everything that he was gonna be in life. And it's the worst day of my life, dude. Like really the worst day of my life. To find out that my son was gone and I couldn't get to him. You know, my body went limp, man. I couldn't move. As bad as I wanted to jump in that car and still get to that prison, I could not move. I couldn't move. And my family had to get me home. The whole time I can barely get words out because it's almost as if your body is paralyzed from the neck down. Your brain is going and you can't get nothing out. All I can get out is God, please don't let this be happening to me, please. You know what I mean? I'm begging God at this point because that's all I got right now that can help me in this situation. Give me script. I got to get to this prison. As a mother, I want to be able to touch my son. He is no longer part of the system. If he dead, right? If he gone. No longer part of the system. He mine now, you know. And I had to fight to find out where his body was, man. Like, I'm going through this, and for days, I did not know where my son's body was, okay? Didn't know where his body was. I wanted to touch him. As a mother, you think if you can touch your child, you can give him life. You know what I'm saying? I need to be able to touch him. I need to know if y'all tried to give him life support. Put him on life support. I'm trying to go right now so y'all can give him whatever you need from me for him to keep living. That's how much I love my kids. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm sorry if I went too deep in on that, but this pain very real, dude. You know what I mean? I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. I wouldn't. I would not. I would not wish this on my worst enemy. This prison has still not reached out to me and told me nothing about my son, man. Everything that I'm hearing, I have had to hear through a reporter. Through a reporter. Yeah. So
when he told you that, at any point did he, I guess, give you some form of an explanation on what happened?
None. None. Nope. None. No.
And that was about 10 months ago.
Yeah.
And you haven't heard from the prison to tell you nothing?
No. No. Nothing. Nothing. Nope. Not a thing.
I've told y'all many times, numerous times, man, that you know about how the staff at a prison honestly don't care. And the qualifications for a correctional officer, I don't know about any other state, but I'm gonna just speak on Georgia, are so low. It just makes you question like what is really going on here. If I do something and then I go into a courtroom and then I receive my sentence, why is it that the people that has my life ultimately in the palm of their hands, people
Yeah.
that all you need to do is have a high school diploma or GED?
Yeah. No training, huh? They don't have to have any training, huh?
The training is so bare minimum.
Mm.
A correctionals officer at a different prison that I personally know told me in Georgia, you have to run, I think, 2 laps around the prison. And I think the females do 15 push ups and the males do like 30.
Mm.
And have a high school diploma or a GED. But these are the people that has control to the point if they wanted to do something to somebody, they would easily be able to do it and cover it up and probably not even get in trouble for it.
Right. Money is
And
all legal. They getting
uh,
paid low wages. I get it, and these prisoners are able to uh, pay big money, probably their month salary for the smallest thing that they can bring in there in desperation. You know what I mean? So I can imagine what they doing in there. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
I, and none of this was brought to my brought to me until what happened with my son. You know, if I would have knew how deep this was, I would did everything in my power to try to save my son from going in there, which I did the best I could. Trying to be a tough parent, I ain't paying for the lawyer. You got yourself in that truck. You know what I mean? But you would think that they're doing it the right way, though. They're doing what they're supposed to do in the system. They're doing their jobs right. They just as much a criminal as the criminals. You know what I'm saying?
yes, man. And I'd always said, because the way the system treats you and treats you like you just a number, you just an inmate. Here's the deal: if every person on earth was found guilty of anything criminal they have ever did in their life, it'd be way more people in prison.
There you go. That's how I feel right now. You know what I'm saying? Because he was inmate, people don't take it like, oh, like he ain't one of us out here in the free world or something. You get what I'm saying? you got people that done committed. I'm gonna use one that's on a bigger platform, Martha Stewart. She done broke the law and went to prison, right?
Yep.
People still support her and all these things right there. She's able to do what she need to do to get her life back on track. Half the artists and major people, you got our ex-president facing charges. You understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
And what people don't understand is here's the thing, because I'm so deep into every little detail that's going on. You got a warden right now that's accused of multiple murders, racketeering, and all these other things out on bond. They gave this man a bond, but little shot from the hood that did one murder, he ain't got no bond.
Yep.
What make him so different? Hmm? Make him so different, you know?
Yep.
So this is a corrupt system, man. You
Yep.
know, like I said, I felt that, and I was quite sure that my son would receive some type of help. like I said, I went in the courtroom not trying to say, oh, not guilty or anything. No, put him in boot camp. You know what I mean? I was one of them type of parents where, you know, spare the rod, spoil the child. You know, no. You know, I'm here because I love you, but you're gonna do what you need to do and pay your debt back to society because I work every day to make sure you have a good life. You get what I'm saying? And that's one of the things that eat me up too. You know, I beat myself up a lot. You know, I try to find anything that I could have did wrong as a parent, and I am writing it down, and I am trying to talk to other people and let them know and see what I'm going through. That we one step at a time we can do what we need to do to save our children, man. Somebody got to do something. Somebody got to do something. We can't just sit back and do nothing.
Right.
If you around where I come from, we used to have a public park. We used to go play basketball in and recreational center. We can go do things. All this stuff costs now. If they ain't shut it down and built something that's for these medical centers and stuff like that, research and things, they taking a lot from our community. Our kids don't have nothing but these video games and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I'm still trying to find healing and purpose in this right now.
You said you're trying to find healing and purpose, just
Yeah,
in.
yeah. Trying to find healing, trying to find purpose.
So let me ask you this. I know you mentioned a few times that you were calling on God and you was praying and stuff. So
Yeah,
I get it that you're a firm believer in God and you pray
yeah,
often, stuff like that.
yes.
Do you
Right.
feel as if God's understanding we will never understand?
I think if we doing the work that He want us to do, we'll understand it. I think if we listen and we pay attention, and I think I remember my grandma said, "Lead not into your own understanding." You know, sometimes when you don't understand things and He's telling you to do things, you got to do it. Like I'm doing now, speaking out about this. I'm speaking out about this, and I don't know what's going on. I don't know where it would take me, or what I can do to help. But in my heart, that's what I want to do. I'm just doing it. You know, that's it. So I'm a firm believer in God, but I don't know all the Bible verses.
Right.
I know He do it with me yet. You know, and all I can be is real with him. Very honest. I'm a very real woman. My son used to say, Mama, you go from 0 to 1,000 real quick because I give everything honestly. You know what I mean? And if it ain't right, I'm going to stand on, no, that one right, you know? So I'm talking to God and I'm just letting Him lead me, you know, and asking Him. I still don't know why yet. You know, that pain is still very real to me. I cannot talk about what happened to my son without being choked down. I'm a very proudful woman where I don't like people to see me cry. I don't like people to see me in pain because I came from a struggle. I gotta be tough, you know. I gotta be tough. But I gotta be honest. This ain't easy. This ain't easy. And I need my people to understand that this not right and it ain't easy.
Ms. Levon, there's a lot of teenagers that
Yeah,
watches my show. There's a lot of parents that they make their kids sit down and watch it because they be telling them like this is just real, this is real life and stuff. And for the younger guys and girls watching, man, I just really want y'all to know that the things that I have been talking about for so long is very, very, very real.
right,
It's very real. And it's so easy to live a certain type of way, but it's not worth it.
right.
it's not worth it to live a certain type of way. Ms. Lavonia, I really appreciate you. I want to ask you one last question. Uh, I know you were mentioning something. I'm trying to remember how you worded it. You said a way a mother feels about her son, she don't really show it, or something. You were saying like that to me.
Mothers don't really show their emotions.
Yeah,
Sometimes hide those from their sons.
yeah,
When I'm talking to you, that's true. Sometimes we you know we cry in private, and we feel like we want our men to be tough, so we got to be try to be as tough as we can in front of them. You always hear a young man say, "My mama was strong," you know,
yeah.
and um, that's because most of the time my kids only seen me cry when there was a major death in the family or something like that. But I have always felt like I gotta be strong, no matter how hard it hurt or anything. I gotta show my kids I got it.
Right.
Yeah. So I think if a lot of these young men would see the tears that I am crying out of pain, that I'm not hiding. I'm not hiding no more. Y'all need to see that even the strongest woman falls weak. You know that mama cry all the time, not just then. Mama just know how to wipe her tears and act like ain't nothing happened. I'm giving you reality, not retreat here. This is what it
And I know it takes a lot to do that, or probably even to, talk about it and certain
is. Yeah.
emotions, come back. So I really, really appreciate you. And I really hope someone watches this and hear your voice and hear your pain and decide to just live their life doing the right thing 100%. You know what I mean?
Want your mama going through what I'm going through. You don't. You don't. You don't want
I
it.
appreciate your time. I appreciate you for coming on my platform. Is there anything you would like to say to anybody? Just anything.
What I would like to say is that it'd be good if we can start getting our children back in church. Fight for these kids. Don't just sit back there and not do nothing. Fight for these kids. I would like you to not be so judgmental. Understand that there's no such thing as perfect, man. Everybody fight to be perfect. There ain't no such thing as perfect, man. It ain't. And love one another. You got family. Tell them you love them, man. Tell them you love them. Let petty stuff go. That um, that's all I can think about right now.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
that's all.
thank you, ma'am, for coming on here. And I'm going to edit this and get it out there. And hopefully I get enough traction on it where it forces some hands to give you a call and let you know some form of justice somehow.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it, and
All
thank you
right.
for doing.
No problem. You enjoy your evening.
All right, you too.